Today I'm going to talk about how I got into my very action-induced horse riding journey. I was about 6 or 7 years old when my grandma used to work at the local stables, and since it was summertime and my parents were both working and there was no such thing as daycare back then, my grandma decided to take care of me during the summer break. So she brought me with her to the stables to help out and just be around her. And that is where my love for horses started. I got priority boarding on the pony there. Very nightmarish pony, but I have very fond memories of it. After some time, we moved to the Netherlands and horse riding was expensive there. My parents brought me to ride twice, after which they came to the conclusion that unfortunately it's too expensive, especially since I had only one working parent at the time, so it was not that budget friendly. I kind of forgot about this passion of mine over the years. So back in March, my best friend told me, you know what, you can come ride. I was in it immediately. So the time came, I went there. We had an amazing time. I got to spend some time with the horse, brushing her, taking care of her, giving her treats, and it came time to take her up. My friend rides Western, so we tacked up with the Australian saddle and she rides this particular horse bitless. We tacked her up and the time came for me to get on. But first, my job was to lead her to the place where I was going to get on. And this is where the action began. She has a gelding that is, or rather was at the time, very protective of this mare. He was throwing a fit. He was not happy that she was out of the paddock and she was out there without him. And she was constantly really interested in going back to him. I was at the time not very confident in leading horses. I was really getting ahead of myself back then, underestimating my skills. You know, at the time it didn't feel wrong, and eventually I got on. My friend would lead me on the lead rope, of course, not letting me ride by myself yet. She would attach the lead rope, and since the horse followed her around, it was okay. Up until the point that we came to a turn to go around a tree, and I cued her to go to the left, but she was turning to the right, or rather we were late to turn and we were going into the tree. She went to the right and I gave in and I went to the right with her. What happened was that she went into a gallop. Since my first reaction was not holding on to the reins and pulling them back to stop, my first reaction was naturally holding on to the horn of the saddle. And I was just bracing myself. I was thinking to myself, this is it, this is my life, I am falling any minute now. And I see a tree coming up and I'm like, she is very confidently going up to that tree, and I'm like, she's definitely going to get me into the tree. And so she did. Thankfully, however, I had a helmet on and I braced myself, chin to my chest and head on. Due to the branches hitting the left side of my body, I lost balance and I fell off to the side. It was a shock, to be fair. I didn't know what was really happening when I fell, but I got up, I dusted myself off, and my friend really urged me in the state of shock as to what happened to get onto the horse again. So I got on and I rode her back to her stall. I got off, and this is where adrenaline hit me. This is where I got the chance to look around and what is happening, and this is where I saw my whole arm was cut up. I was bleeding a bit, it was red, and honestly, this was the time I actually felt the happiest. For some reason, I felt liberated because for once, I did not go into a panic mode. I did not start to cry. I did not feel bad. I felt very happy. I'm like, okay, so what? I fell. I got up, right? This is what actually motivated me to go on, continue with horse riding, and I was like so motivated and I wanted to go on. So 2 weeks later, we went to our local stables again and I said, I want to ride. This time in an indoor arena, making sure that they are no trees around and that it's closed off. I started off riding a pony and gradually went on to other horses. And ever since the fall, I've been riding every week, at least once a week. It's been the best time of my life. Being there, I'm super happy. It was this click that I'm an adult, I work for my money, and I can actually afford this. So this is what I did. I decided that I'm going to stick to riding every single week without skipping. I started off riding English in Western boots. These were the only boots I had. I just wanted to see if I'm going to stick to this. I have a very long history of starting out very passionately about a new hobby and then 2 weeks later I'll just leave it after investing money into it. So this time I approached it differently. I did not invest anything except for a helmet that would fit me perfectly, and it would be my own helmet. After a month or two, I saw that, you know, I want to do this. So I decided that it's time for actual tall boots instead of being a disgrace riding in Western boots. Of course, riding English with Western boots, it's not ideal, but it wasn't that bad, especially if you want to switch from Western and you want to try English and you don't want to invest into tall boots at the beginning. It's completely fine to use your Western boots for starters, and then you can come to the conclusion, am I going to stick to this or not? Am I going to invest in tall boots or not? So now I am on a journey of riding every week, taking you along with me, and eventually my goal is to compete. I am still unsure if I want to compete in show jumping or dressage, but I'm pretty sure that this will come with time and with experience. But as of now, I am just enjoying the moment and I am enjoying the experience, the laughs, the new me, especially since horse riding has helped me gain control of my own emotions, stop myself from being driven by a fear, making decisions based on fear and overthinking everything. So it has really helped me grow these past few months, and I am excited to see where it will bring me in the coming future. This is it. I hope you'll stick around and see how it will go. Excited for the new future.